Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns is still one of the biggest names in WWE, but he hasn't appeared on programming in a long time. In case the company plans to continue the Bloodline saga, he could join a family member upon his return. After suffering a loss at WrestleMania 41 due to the betrayal from Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns appeared on the following WWE Raw episode to confront Seth Rollins and his new Wiseman. However, he suffered an assault at the hands of Braun Breaker, after which he hasn't appeared on WWE programming. Fans patiently await his comeback, and a legendary journalist recently speculated he would return to join a real-life Bloodline member. During a recent appearance on WrestleVote's Q&A on Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, Bill Apter speculated that the Tribal Chief could appear at SummerSlam 2025 to ally himself with the current United States Champion, Jacob Fatu. While this would be a diversion from his current rivalry against Seth Rollins, it could help him gain a trustworthy ally against Rollins' current faction. The Samoan Werewolf is the perfect powerhouse who can go toe-to-toe with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Reigns could help him against Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo, for which Fatu could return the favor by helping him against the Visionary stable. While this scenario will be intriguing to witness, fans must know that it is just speculation for now, and nothing is confirmed. What else could Roman Reigns do upon his inevitable WWE return? Joining Jacob Fatu will be an interesting option, but there are several other paths that the OTC could take once he is back in Titanland. During his last appearance on WWE Raw, he had a brief stare-down with CM Punk. This might have been a hint towards their future alliance against Paul Heyman and his new clients. The team of CM Punk and Roman Reigns could prove to be the strongest threat to Seth Rollins and his allies. In case Rollins cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase before Roman's return, the former Universal Champion could emerge as a challenger for the world title. An all-out war between the Shield's stablemates will surely be a treat for the fans. It has been months since Roman Reigns last graced a WWE ring. The Tribal Chief, once an omnipresent force who demanded respect from everyone in the locker room, has been conspicuously absent since losing the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania. In his absence, the bloodline has fractured, alliances have shifted, and new power struggles have erupted. But as the summer heat gives way to the biggest shows of the year, rumblings backstage suggest that Reigns' return is not just a possibility, it's inevitable. And when he does return, he may not come alone. The rumors swirling in hushed circles at WWE headquarters point to an unexpected but logical twist. Roman Reigns could come back stronger than ever by aligning with another real-life Bloodline family member, one who has yet to step fully into the spotlight but carries the same Anoa'i dynasty blood in his veins. If this happens, it could reshape WWE's landscape overnight. Who could it be? Fans who follow the Anoa'i family tree know it's sprawling, with branches that reach deep into wrestling history. From the Wild Samoans to Yokozuna, The Rock, Rikishi, and the Usos, the family's legacy is woven into the fabric of sports entertainment. But one name has gained momentum backstage in recent months: Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, the son of the Tonga Kid and cousin to the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Roman himself, has carved out a fearsome reputation on the independent circuit. As a dominant force in Major League Wrestling, MLW, Fatu has built his brand on raw power, agility that belies his size, and a chaotic presence reminiscent of a young Umaga. WWE insiders have long whispered about bringing him into the fold. His physicality and family ties make him a perfect fit for the Bloodline's next chapter. The timing couldn't be better. With Solo Sikoa now positioning himself as the new head of the table in Roman's absence, the Bloodline is splintering in real time. Solo's recent recruitment of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa hints that he's no longer willing to wait for Roman's return. He's building his own empire. Jimmy Uso has faded into the background after repeated betrayals, and Jey Uso has found his own path as a singles star on Raw. The stage is set for a seismic collision, Roman Reigns returning to reclaim his throne, only to find his seat occupied by his younger cousin. But what if Roman knew this all along? What if, instead of walking back into a losing numbers game, he arrives with a new enforcer at his side, someone who can neutralize Solo's hired muscle and remind the locker room why the Tribal Chief sits alone at the top? Jacob Fatu, the ultimate enforcer. In this hypothetical scenario, Jacob Fatu debuts alongside Roman in dramatic fashion. Imagine the roar of the crowd as Roman's music hits after months of silence. Solo and his new soldiers stand defiant in the ring, smirking at the man they believe they've replaced. But then, the lights cut. A pulse of Samoan war drums echoes through the arena. Out of the shadows emerges Jacob Fatu, bare-chested, tribal tattoos on full display, hair wild, eyes locked on Solo. The fans know instantly, Roman has brought the final piece of his chessboard. With Fatu at his side, the bloodline civil war becomes a generational battle. Solo's renegade faction versus Roman's loyalist tribe, family versus family. The possibilities for storytelling are limitless. What this means for WWE. If WWE pulls the trigger on this, they'll inject fresh life into a storyline that's dominated SmackDown for years but risks growing stale. Fans love the Bloodline saga because it's real, built on actual family ties, generational expectations, and the weight of legacy. Adding Jacob Fatu deepens this authenticity. Jacob's style is rawer than the Usos' slick tag work or Roman's calculated big fight aura. He's a brawler, a bruiser, a storm in human form. With him acting as Roman's unstoppable force, the matches write themselves. Roman could use him to dismantle Solo's faction piece by piece, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Hikuleo if they appear, all falling before Fatu's wrath. And what about the dream matchups? Jacob Fatu vs Solo Sikoa in a Samoan street fight would headline any premium live event. A tribal stipulation match where the winner must be acknowledged as head of the table? The stakes practically sell themselves. And through it all, Roman Reigns, wiser, more cunning, more ruthless, guides the war from his throne. A long road back for Roman. But this isn't just about Jacob Fatu. It's about Roman himself. His return must feel earned. The months away can't be brushed aside. Fans need to see the toll that losing everything took on him, the cracks in the armor, the anger simmering beneath his calm exterior. He'll come back not just to reclaim gold but to reclaim respect, from his family, the fans, and even from himself. Aligning with Jacob Fatu makes perfect sense because it symbolizes Roman's evolution. Early in his run, he manipulated the Usos, turning brother against brother, gaslighting them into serving his vision. Now, with Solo having learned from the master and used the same tactics, Roman needs brute force to tip the balance back. Jacob Fatu is that force, a wrecking ball that smashes through any opposition. When could this happen? The timeline is ripe. SummerSlam looms large, and with Solo's rebellion gathering steam, the biggest party of the summer could be the perfect moment for Roman's thunderous return. WWE loves a surprise. Imagine Solo's hand raised in victory over an outnumbered opponent when suddenly Roman's theme hits. The crowd erupts, but Solo doesn't flinch, until Jacob Fatu charges down the aisle like a force of nature. The legacy continues. If WWE plays its cards right, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu could anchor the company's main event scene well into 2025. The Bloodline story would evolve beyond just Roman's dominance. It would become a multi-generational saga about what it means to carry a family's legacy on your shoulders. It would test loyalties, tear brothers apart, and forge new alliances in the heat of battle. For Roman Reigns, this could be his greatest run yet, not just as a champion, but as a patriarch who learns that true power isn't about ruling alone, but about knowing which family ties to trust when the empire starts to crumble. The tribal chief's return is inevitable. The question is, when he comes back, will he stand alone, or will Jacob Fatu stand beside him, ready to burn down a kingdom so they can build it back up in their image? Time will tell. But if it happens, WWE will never be the same again.